Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Bill Stearns and I'm NE4RD, and we're here on Linux in the Ham Shack talking about our Shack computer, and we had a request or a comment on one of our YouTube videos, actually a YouTube version of the podcast, I guess, if you'd call it that, about having a install video for Not1MM. Now this will be a little different based upon whichever system you're dealing with. This particular system is a Fedora 40 system. So if we just do a neo fetch on the system, we can see we're running Fedora Linux 40 with Budgie, and our kernel is 6.8.11. This should work fine for just about any other distribution. So if you go over to the Not1MM GitHub page, you can actually scroll down here and you'll see that they have common installation recipes for various versions here, like of Ubuntu 22.04, 23.04, 24.04, Fedora versions 38, 39, 40, Manjaro, what have you. So this basically gives you just some keys to how you're going to be able to install this with little effort or maybe a lot of effort. Who knows? But let's just take a quick gander here. For Fedora 40, we need to do this stuff here, and I'll probably zoom that in to make that easier to see. The only thing I'm not going to do here is the pip install, because I'm going to use pipx to actually manage this, because I like the way pipx does it, because it isolates the environment in which the system runs. So we'll go ahead and run these two commands here so we can get everything we need. And you can see my system has a few extra repos as it's currently refreshing stuff. And I see we got an error there on one of the RPM Fusion repos. We'll have to take a look at that later. No big deal, but that shouldn't matter for this particular installation. Now that it finished its upgrade of the system, we'll go ahead and install. Have it run that second half of the command line, which is actually installing all the Qt 6 tools and everything else that it'll need. You can see there's the port audio, pip, and the PyQt6. So we'll let this. Oh, this is going quick. Okay, so that's complete already. That ran a lot faster. Now the other thing that we'll need, because I'm going to use pipx, is to install pipx. And I believe I've actually already installed this once. Yes, I have. It is already installed. But as you can see here, if we look at the search here, it's to install and run Python applications in isolated environments. So now that we know that, and we know that we're going to install pipx and install Not1MM using pipx, we'll do that. So install Not1MM. And you can see also on the website here, on the GitHub page, they talk about using pipx, installing with pipx. So all you have to do is do a pipx install Not1MM. And if you were to already have it installed and you need to upgrade it, you can just do pipx upgrade Not1MM. And didn't need to be upgraded because it was already at the latest version. And then you can just execute it, and up you have it, Not1MM ready to configure and run. And if you haven't seen this before, it's a great contesting application here, provided by Mike's K6 GTE. And yeah, so that's how you would get it installed. The rest is configuration to your location. Another one of the tools he has is the PyWinKeyer. So that's something else you can install, and I believe he has it listed here. Let's see. We'll just search for PyWinKeyer. And here we go. So this is something I've used before to talk directly with my keyer. I don't believe Mike uses it for that, but he did write it. So and this installs exactly the same way. It's called the WinKeyerSerial is the package name. So what I do is I just use pipx to do the same thing. Pipx install, if I can type, install PyWinKeyer, right? Oh, geez. Can't even do it. WinKeyerSerial. Serial. Just cannot type today. So that'll go through the same process. You can run the upgrade exactly the same way. And then if we do WinKeyerSerial, this will pop too. And then you can use this. And this is basically the same kind of thing. You set it up to wherever your WinKeyer is, speed, and then these two can be tied together with Not1MM to do your WinKeying. You can also use CW Keyer or CW Daemon, a bunch of other different ways you can do it. But I've used this in the past too because I like to have the free text input when I'm messing around with it. But anyway, that's how you get pipx installed along with Not1MM and WinKeyerSerial. And for more information on that, you can always listen to the podcast. We've done a deep dive on Not1MM. You can search our website here for Not1MM. And we did a deep dive back on show number 507, the Not1MM deep dive. This was just last year, June, right before Field Day. And we're right before Field Day right now in 2024. So the project continues to grow and be used, and I know I'm using it for every contest right now that I can. So please check it out, enjoy the install, and thanks for leaving that comment on our video, and I'll see you next time.